Photo by copyright Marvel. Copyright Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. It's no surprise Marvel's Avengers: Infinity War held the top spot for the third week in a row, dropping just 46.1% to earn $61.8 million. There may not be another film this summer that holds it for as long until Mission: Impossible – Fallout, which opens ahead of an uncompetitive stretch. But it will be next week that gives box office watchers a little clearer picture of whether Infinity War stands a chance of passing Black Panther for total earnings this year in America. Overseas, thanks to a $200 million opening in China this weekend, Infinity War has jumped up to 5th on the all-time worldwide list, with over $1.606 billion to date. Another $65 million and it will pass Jurassic World, leaving only the $2 billion club in front of it. That club includes Avatar, Titanic, and The Force Awakens. Assuming Infinity War earns at least another $100 million in the States, it will need roughly another $361 million internationally to join that exclusive list. Photo by Hopper Stone. Copyright Warner Brothers. The films that Melissa McCarthy has made with Paul Feig represent 4 of her top 5 openings ever. Identity Thief is the outlier, coming in 6th and 7th on her box office chart are the films she has made with her husband, Ben Falcone. The Boss and Tammy opened to $23.50 and $21.5 million, respectively. Tammy, which opened on a Wednesday before the July 4th holiday, had already grossed $17.9 million before the weekend arrived, which brings us to Life of the Party, another McCarthy-Falcone collaboration, which was number 2 this weekend but is the 8th highest opening for McCarthy. Its $18.5 million start is better than 2015's counter-programmer to Age of Ultron, Hot Pursuit, which opened to $13.9 million but is less than last year's Mother's Day weekend entry, Snatched, which grabbed $19.5 million. Neither film had a particularly strong multiple in the end, 2.48 and 2.38, nor were they embraced by critics, 7% and 36% on the tomato meter. This is about the only area where Life of the Party can brag, besting both of those films as well as Tammy's 24% and The Boss's 22%, with a current score of 41%. Fresh surprise, Gabrielle Union shows she can lead, Ruth Bader Ginsburg breaks into top 10. Photo by Paul Sarkis. Copyright Universal. Gabrielle Union made her film debut in 1999's She's All That, but has not had much in the way of starring roles since, except as one half of a leading couple in films like Deliver Us from Eva, Breakin' All the Rules, and Daddy's Little Girls. Breaking in which she headlines as a resourceful mom in peril, opened this weekend to a respectable $16.5 million. Sure, it's not the $25.80 or $24.2 million that Sony's comparable The Perfect Guy and No Good Deed earned on opening weekend, but Universal should be very pleased with the result for the thriller with a $6 million budget. They will be less thrilled with its 27% on the tomato meter, one of the lowest scores amongst wide releases so far this summer. Meanwhile, Neon's Revenge is brandishing a 91% on the tomato meter, and can be seen in limited release as well as on VOD. It made $46,023 in 36 theaters. Magnolia's Ruth Bader Ginsburg doc, RBG, added 146 theaters and made it into the top 10, bringing its total to $2 million. It's currently certified fresh at 93% on the tomato meter. Photo by Nicole Ravelli. Copyright Sony Pictures Classics, courtesy Everett Collection. Sony Classics adaptation of Anton Chekhov's The Seagull, featuring an impressive cast including Saoirse Ronan, Annette Bening, and Elizabeth Moss, and an impressive 79% on the tomato meter, had the third best per theater average of the weekend, earning $80,607 in 6 theaters. Bleecker Street expanded Disobedience 88% into 101 theaters and made another $437,859 for a total of $1.2 million. Magnolia's documentary, Boom for Real, the late teenage years of Jean-Michel Basquiat, 88%, led all per theater averages, thanks to a solo showing at New York's IFC Center that brought in $22,500. Photo by copyright Walt Disney Studios Motion Pictures. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 enjoyed its final week at number 1 with $65 million, bringing its 10-day total to $248 million. Amy Schumer and Goldie Hawn led newcomers in Snatched with $19.5 million over Mother's Day weekend, holding off Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, Legend of the Sword. That big-budget epic opened in third place with just $15.3 million, and a tomato meter of 30%, on its way to being crowned 2017's most expensive flop. On the Vine, Deadpool 2 to take first step towards R-rated record. Photo by copyright 20th Century Fox Film Corp. Infinity War's first challenger of the season comes in the form of Deadpool 2. The original film earned $132 million over Valentine's Day weekend in 2016, and all signs point to the sequel outperforming it. We're thinking the $150 million tracking figure is lowballing it. It's interesting to note that only one film that has opened with $152 million or more has gone on to gross less than $370 million domestically. That was Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, which finished with $330.3 million. Why is that $370 million figure significant? Because that was the final gross of Mel Gibson's Passion of the Christ, which is still the highest-grossing R-rated release in history. Until Deadpool 2 passes it, that is. Predict: Paramount is counter-programming with the Ensemble Book Club, and Global Road, formerly Open Road, will try for the family audience with Show Dogs. The full Top 10, May 11 to 13. Eric Childress can be heard each week evaluating box office on WGN Radio with Nick DiGilio, as well as on Business First AM with Angela Miles and his Movie Madness podcast. Box office figures via Box Office Mojo.